management of fungal and disease infestations is an important part of nursery biosecurity. However, unlike insecticides and herbicides, fungicides may not kill all fungal pathogens or cure an infected plant if the fungus is established. Fungicides are mainly a preventative solution used to help control and suppress the spread of pathogens. Fungicides should be used in conjunction with other cultural management practices to reduce plant stress and limit the progression of any pathogen. It is the responsibility of the user to ensure the chemical and technique used conforms to the safe use of pesticides and is appropriate for the situation. The user must be familiar with all protocols, terminology and symbols used in relation to the chemical application. This includes pesticide types, droplet size, nursery design, expected coverage and nursery size that may be suitable for each type of application equipment. There are several steps to a pesticide best management application program that must be considered. First, has the target been identified correctly? Many symptoms attributed to fungal disease can resemble symptoms of either a virus or insect feeding damage. For example, a root rot fungus may have the same symptoms as insect damage, which can lead to an incorrect diagnosis and the application of the wrong chemical, which can waste chemical and money, as well as lead to overuse. Next, choosing the most appropriate fungicide is also related to the correct identification of the target pest. Fungi have several methods of reproduction and can enter a plant in several ways. Some fungi will reproduce sexually and asexually, and some will produce spores from fruiting bodies that develop in the soil or from fruiting bodies that develop as a powdery mildew on leaves, or can simply enter wounds and stomata as hyphae filaments. Each pathway requires a different type of fungicide. The success of the fungicide is dependent on the extent of the infestation and the type or mode of action of the product used. This could be a systemic, a contact, or a preventative fungicide. Systemic fungicides are absorbed by the plant and translocated throughout the plant. These can help to control fungi and diseases such as root rot and vascular wilts. Contact fungicides do not enter the plant but kill on contact and can help to stop pathogens developing a foothold. Protectant fungicides are usually contact fungicides that remain on the plant surface for several days after application. These continue to protect the plant until environmental or climate conditions degrade the active ingredients. Applying a contact fungicide on the leaf will not affect the soil-dwelling component of a fungus or a fungus growing inside plant tissue. A combination of fungicides is required. Before applying fungicide, special consideration must be given to the type of pest, the fungicide's mode of action, the production environment, including the influence of shade structures and the irrigation system, and the proximity of staff. For more information, refer to the Nursery Pesticide Application Best Practice Manual. The type of fungicide and mode of action will influence the application method and the droplet size required. The droplet size is influenced by the type and size of nozzle and the operating pressure of the spray equipment. When preparing the application equipment, refer to the manufacturer's specifications for how different pressures affect the droplet size. Spray quality, droplet size and application coverage will vary with different operating pressures. For example, the same nozzle can produce medium droplets at low pressure, but fine droplets at high pressure. Choosing the right nozzle to suit the application will help to improve application efficiency and effectiveness. Check the product label for the application requirements. Several products are now stating what size droplet is to be used to prevent spray drift. Also, if a label specifies 2 consecutive applications at 14-day intervals is required, then the application is not considered complete until after the second application. It is also a good idea to check previous fungicide application records to identify what chemical or product was used and what the outcome was. If you are still targeting the same pathogen, choose a different mode of action or product to reduce the potential for the target developing a resistance. Has the most appropriate method or technique of application been chosen? Inappropriate or poorly functioning application equipment can reduce the effectiveness of a product and lead to ineffective control. Choosing the right spray equipment and using it correctly is a critical factor in ensuring the success of well-considered pest management programs. Do not use spray equipment for fungicides that has been used for herbicides. The herbicide residue can still affect plants. What is the best time to apply the product? This can refer either to the life stage of the fungi or the time of day and weather conditions the fungicide is applied. In relation to the fungi biology, the best time of application depends on the fungi life stage or pathway being targeted. Many fungi release spores at night, therefore applying a preventative fungicide in the afternoon may be required. However, targeting a soil-dwelling fungus may require an application before a rain or irrigation event to help the fungicide penetrate the soil layers and prevent waterborne spores or pathogens spreading further. In relation to time of application, this depends on the season and location. Do not apply fungicides if inappropriate weather conditions are forecast during or after application. Personal protective equipment. The type, classification and mode of action of the chemical will dictate the level of personal protective equipment required. Refer to the label for the type that must be worn. Finally, was the desired outcome achieved? After application, monitor the infested area and determine how effective the pesticide application was, and if any unexpected outcomes occurred. Record this on the pest application sheet for future reference. More information can be found in the Biosecure HACCP guidelines available at the Nursery Production Farm Management System or FMS website. This video has been produced by the Nursery and Garden Industry Australia in association with Plant Health Australia. Special thanks go to the following businesses. For more information, contact your local state or territory association or NGIA.